What's going on? Levi here with another video. This time we're going to be talking about drones, drone safety, drones for beginners, as I am one, and the GoPro Kharma, what not to do with it. So stay tuned. All right, so in today's video here, we're going to cover some of the hard lessons learned by me flying a drone here for the first few times, and what to do, what not to do, all that good stuff. So one of the first things I want to talk about is object avoidance and finding out if your drone has it. This particular one, I can tell you now, does not have it. So object avoidance is going to be like, it basically has sensors, dual sensors, like on the front, back, and bottom, possibly even the top, to where it can see depth perception and see if it's about to hit something and either stop, or some of them even go around it, that kind of thing. And with this one, it does not. And I found that out the hard way. The third time I had it in the air, getting a little too spicy with how fast I was flying it, getting it tilted pretty hard, flying pretty fast. When you let off the sticks, it doesn't just like come to a slow stop. It tries to recover and come to a complete stop if you let off. And so went basically almost hit a tree, backed into another tree, all the blades exploded, down it went. So there's the first thing, object avoidance. See if you have it. Maybe shop for one that has it. Second thing is that I learned the hard way was you have to have the maps. I didn't realize that, but seems pretty obvious now. With this particular one, it comes with a controller and screen built all into one here. And with that, you have to download the maps for wherever you're gonna be. I took it up in the mountains, actually here in northern Colorado, went to the sand dunes with it, got there, didn't know all that, but got out on the sand, turned it on, everything looked great, it synced up just fine with the remote, went to take off, props even turned on, it started to come off the ground, got about a foot off the ground, and just sat here. Wouldn't respond to anything as far as altitude goes. Now I could move it forward, backwards, left, right, but I couldn't go up and down with it. It just sat there and I had no idea what it was, didn't know a clue about the maps thing. So it was stuck and it just sat there for a minute or two while I stared at it, frustrated, trying to make it do something. Which brings me to the next thing, which should be an obvious one. Don't try to touch it. It's hovering. I reach down to just try and grab the back end and maybe force it to the ground, and I get to about here and get zapped and lacerate 3 of my fingers. Yummy, huh? A little bit of hamburger there. Anyways, don't try to touch it either. That should be an obvious one, but just let the battery run out. Even if you look like an idiot in front of a bunch of people, it's not as bad as looking like an idiot with blood flying everywhere and 3 of your kids standing beside you going, "Oh, what happened?" "Oh, nothing. Somebody have a tissue?" Anyways, let's move on to the next one, which is once you get the maps, you're going to find out there's areas that are restricted. Went to take it up to a canyon nearby. Thought ahead this time. Downloaded the maps. Got up there. Turned on, synced everything up, and this little guy came up with a screen that looked something like this one here that says restricted flight zone. You are responsible for checking official sources and determining what laws or regulations apply to this flight. And then you can check it that you've obtained authorization and click confirm and proceed to fly it. But anyways, know your flight zones, know what's restricted. Check all that stuff out before you go try it out. Another thing I learned the hard way is there is so much software inside of this thing to take over whenever it thinks it needs to. For instance, if anything goes wrong with the GoPro, which I have a Hero 7, right now this is a Hero 5 that's sitting in it, but I have a Hero 7 Black that I usually run in it. And for some reason, every once in a while it likes to lock up. Well, if that happens while it's flying, it considers that an emergency and it takes away control from you. So you can try doing whatever you want with this thing, but nothing's gonna happen because the software has taken over and it basically stops wherever it's at, takes itself up about 50 feet, flies over to where it thinks it took off from on the GPS and tries to successfully land. Now, if you decide to set it up on top of something, which I have done this last time, I set it up on a big boulder that didn't have a gigantic landing surface, but it was, I thought, better than taking off from the ground where it was all dirt and sand and muck. It tried to come back over to that giant boulder, clipped the side of it, and down it went, crash. And it hasn't really been very useful since that crash. So might be doing a video here soon on tearing one of these down and seeing what's going on inside. There's 4 or 5 pretty good beginner things to know as far as what to know when first flying a drone, especially a GoPro. Until next time, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, you know, do all that stuff down there at the bottom so we can interact and have fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.